All right, breaking news. Philly 76 is comment on trading Ben Simmons possibly. Here we go. 100%. 100%. Unless he go to a team like the Nets or the Warriors, or it's over for that dude in Philly. Right. Right. Because you an MVP level player. You 6'10", can play defense. Only thing that's killing you is the shooting. Playmaking you there. It's MVP. MVP.
Okay, so we all know at this point that Ben Simmons has pretty much become each and every NBA fan's punching bag
Hell
for
yeah.
the absolutely abysmal performance that he put forth in the Eastern Conference semifinals that eventually resulted in the Philadelphia 76ers
Losing.
losing to the Atlanta Hawks. And of course, as a result, many of us are assuming that Ben Simmons might be headed for a trade. Now, what the Philadelphia 76ers did here today was provide some information about whether or not Ben Simmons was going to be traded and what their plan for Ben Simmons was moving forward. So, before we get to the content, I just want to let you guys know that my podcast, Laced Up, is giving away a next-gen console once we get to 40,000 subscribers. Cue the intro.
AI 8. 1-2, rotting the bed. Let me show you something, Vince. Hey. Shaq. Oh yeah, Aunt the Kumbo was in the bag back then.
Last year showed us that you never know what life is going to throw at you. And if you use credit cards to pay for unexpected expenses, it can be overwhelming to manage that debt. So you could take control with Upstart so you know exactly what to expect. Upstart partners because they assess more. If debt is taking control of your life, Ben Simmons may have by far given one of the worst exit interviews I think I've ever seen.
Facts.
We
And he said it was mental. He said it was mental.
covered
Like,
this in our last video, and I've been one of Ben Simmons' toughest critics because this is a man that has all the talent in the world and is a truly transcendent talent in its own
exactly.
right. But the only thing that was holding him back was a jump shot. And, after 1 year, I said, okay, maybe next year he'll work on his jumper. Then the next year happened, and the next year. And
It's
the
not
year
even the
after.
fact that he
And
missed.
at this point, Ben Simmons.
It's not even the fact that he don't got a jump shot. It's just the fact that the nigga don't even shoot the ball. He don't even shoot.
Like the picture perfect idea of complacency and stagnation. I mean, like, look at the man's statistics, and you could understand why he's a little bit infuriated.
Look at him. Look at his stats. He the same player since when he got in the league. Same player. Every year, damn near. Same averages, same woody whoops. Just don't got a fucking jump shot.
Because this is a man that is a jump shot away from greatness. Even though late great Kobe Bryant said that Ben Simmons is just a jump shot away from greatness. So I don't think fans are upset at Ben Simmons for not having a jump shot. I think they're more upset at Ben Simmons just for being complacent. Now, I wanted
Yeah.
to make the argument that there's a chance that Ben Simmons is content with what he is. After all, this is a man that is in year one of a 5-year, $177 million contract. So maybe he doesn't want to be the greatest basketball player of all time, and that's okay. But assuming that that's not the case, and assuming this is a man that truly cares about the game of basketball, we need to discuss what his future might hold. And Doc Rivers, Daryl Morey are here.
Cause it's like if he can't shoot and he get hurt, bro, it's over, bro. That's the only thing, bro. Like, for real, like. You said, like, if a Giannis ever get hurt and can't, you feel me, dunk like that no more, it's going to be tough for him, bro. Because he can't shoot either. Like, any level of player that can't shoot. You see, like, why Shaq career ended like it the way it did. Like, he can't shoot. I mean,
here to
Shaq just wasn't in shape, and Joel Embiid too. Though you gotta get in some type of top shape, like some type of sturdiness for you.
inform us about Ben Simmons' future. So the first piece of information, this is all coming from Woj, by the way, is Rich Paul went ahead and met with the president of basketball operations of the Philadelphia 76ers, a man that
No trade request was made, but talks will
I
continue.
personally really admire, Daryl Morey, and general manager Elton Brand at the pre-draft combine to begin evaluating the next steps in Ben Simmons' Sixers career.
Right.
Now, Rich Paul engaged the Philadelphia 76ers on whether it makes sense to work together to find a trade before the start of the next season. So the idea of trading Ben
It
Simmons
do to
was
me.
floated to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Cause you gotta realize, like, even if he come back for another year, like the fans always gonna ridicule him for that. Like they just, and you remember that as a player, like these are the same fans that say get rid of Ben Simmons. Like you remember that, bro. It ain't no secret.
By Rich Paul. But no request was made, and the sides are expected to continue talking ahead of the July 29th NBA draft and the August free agency. The Philadelphia
The only way you win is if you put shooters around him.
76ers are committed to keeping Ben Simmons as a central piece of their franchise. Now, this is big. It means that the possibility of a trade did enter Ben Simmons' mind, and they decided, hey, we're going to try to work together. Now, I want to make something very, very clear here before I tell you what Daryl Morey said directly. This exact same situation has happened before with Daryl Morey and the Houston Rockets. I'm going to get to that in a second. I want to tell you what Daryl Morey said in regards to this Philadelphia 76ers team. So, in a postseason news conference,
I could have got Harden. I could have got Harden straight off of Ben Simmons, or Ben Simmons and another player. Like, come
on
on, bro.
Tuesday, Daryl Morey declined to make a definitive statement on the long-term future of Ben Simmons in Philadelphia. Morey said that we have a very strong group that we believe in. None of us can predict the future of what's going to happen in any place. We love what Ben brings. We love what Joel brings. We love what Tobias Harris brings. In terms of what's next, we're going to do what's best for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Give us a chance
to win the championship with every single player on the roster.
Facts.
Morey also said that I think it's pretty straightforward what certain players need to do to improve. Ben Simmons.
He's wilding out.
And then he said we need to be a better offensive team. Frankly, if we're squeaking by the second round, that just tells me we're unfortunately not good enough to win the title, so we need to get better. So here's the thing.
And they losing to Trae Young, a one-man band like that. Nobody else on that team is even all-star caliber, bro.
Daryl Morey, I'm going to say this over and over again. He's a man that I truly admire. He's very analytics driven, and he seems to be very aggressive in improving his teams, which gets him a lot of favor with the fans.
Of course.
There's been a point in Daryl Morey's past where he actually was in this very situation. Chris Paul and James Harden played their second year together, and it was not nearly as successful as the first. Of course, there were other reasons why. The team around him wasn't as strong. Chris Paul was dealing with injuries. And I guess when you put two alpha dog personalities
on the same team,
together,
right, yeah.
It's really hard
Bump
to
heads, right.
coexist after 2 years,
right.
I suppose. Just 2 years ago, Daryl Morey was in a situation where Chris Paul may have demanded a trade. And he came out and said that there has been no trade demand from Chris Paul. Tweet that, I said that, print it, tweet it twice. And then, according to Jonathan Fagan, a thoroughly exasperated Daryl Morey said Chris Paul and his reps have never asked to trade him, and he will be on the Rockets next season. He said he and Harden do not have issues with one another, and that he has spoken to both often this offseason about free agency evaluations and plans. Now, that is a lie because if you guys remember in our James Harden video, according to this Athletic article on the toxicity of how hard the Houston Rockets were trying to keep James Harden pleased, Harden wanted.
They give him everything he want. They gave him everything he want for years. Look, he had like what? How many people he had on his team? He got Chris Paul 1 year. 2 years later, he got Westbrook. He had Victor. Like that.
Chris Paul to be traded and for Russell Westbrook to be brought in instead. And then, of course, eventually Chris Paul would get traded, along with 2 future first-round picks, to the OKC Thunder for
He
Russell
wanted them.
Westbrook, which was a huge failure of a
He
trade.
wanted it. They wanted him bad.
Had to trade Russell Westbrook following that.
Be honest, y'all think the Houston Rockets will get another James Harden in the next 10, 15? I doubt it.
So what's my point here? Well, it's the fact that 2 days ago, Doc Rivers came out, and this is after Doc Rivers absolutely gave the most brutal quote in regards to Ben Simmons.
Doc, do you think Ben Simmons can still be a point guard for a championship team like the one you guys want to become?
Yeah, David, I don't know that question or the answer to that right now. So I don't know the answer to that.
But he said, I'm very bullish on Ben still, but there's work. There is work, and Ben will be willing to do it. And that's the key. Sometimes you have to go through stuff to see it and be honest with it.
Yeah, you got to be honest with yourself at the end of the day. If you should not right, you should not right. Time to get back in the lab and get it together.
Obviously, what Ben just went through, I can't imagine that. Because he has so much greatness in all the things around him that he does, and there are areas that he can fix quickly, in my opinion, and get better. That will take him to another level. Sometimes you don't know why you're in different places, you know what I mean? But this may be one of them. I look at this as a great challenge, but definitely a doable one. Doc then said some obvious stuff that I think we all agree with, stating that we're not hiding that Ben has to become a better free throw shooter and a more confident free throw shooter.
Yeah, that's
if
a
that
fact.
happens, I really believe a lot of other parts of his game will follow. I said that before the season started, and the first thing I said is...
But it's like at the 4 seasons, you got to at least try to shoot the bitch by now. Antetokounmpo at least will try to shoot that bitch. Even if he miss all of them, he going to try.
Got to get him to the line 10 times a night. So we've got to put in the work so he can get there. But if we can get him there, man, his game goes to a different level.
Facts.
I believe without going into detail with what we're doing, I believe we know what the right work is, and the right type of work and the right way to do it. You can do the work all the time, but if it's not done in the right way and the right type of work, you may not...
The word grind don't mean nothing unless it's smart, bro. You can't go in the gym and work on dunking if you already an elite dunker. You gotta change it up, bro.
Improve. After being in Philadelphia for a year, I really do believe we've identified what and how, and now we have to do the part. We have to work to do it. It's not going to be an easy...
But truth be told, that series was not on Ben Simmons. Game 5? Game 5, they was up 20-something. It was like 2 games they was up like 20-something. Let them niggas come back because you putting in bench warmers, bro. But to be honest, as a player, though, you gotta say, like, get me out the bench, yo. These niggas ready to get hot.
It's really a job that Ben can do, and I believe that. Here's the thing, man, and I'm going to be honest. There could be a chance that the Philadelphia 76ers are all in on Ben Simmons and Ben Simmons' improvement. But at the same time, I wouldn't be shocked that if the right deal comes Daryl Morey's way, that he wouldn't pounce on that opportunity to trade the 24-year-old Ben.
Yeah, because this man right here, you want to keep him. He the best center in the league, bro. Give or take. Him or Jokic. So you want to keep him. And then if he see he can't win, there ain't going to be no more Joel Embiid in Philly. Once he see he can't win, after he hear Shaq talk crazy to him, once he see he can't win, it's over, bro. It's over for Philly, bro.
Simmons with a loaded contract until his age 28 season if the right offer was presented to Daryl Morey. This is a player that, in my opinion, has significantly more work to do, and after coming out and saying that he needs to be held accountable, well, if you truly want to be great, you need to hold yourself accountable. This is an issue that's been plaguing Ben Simmons for years. And if he wanted to improve it,
he would have.
There would be some sort of marginal improvement from year to year. But there hasn't been any. And I don't think there's been a desire from Ben Simmons to improve in that regard at all. I don't think there's any motivation for him either, considering the contract that he's been given. So maybe I'm wrong, but...
See, that's another thing. A lot of people get that money and then just be on their bullshit. You see a lot of them, though. Dennis Schroeder, he got a chance. He said he wanted to go to the Lakers and be a starting point guard. He goes out there in the game 5 with him and LeBron, and he gives him 0 points. We can't work off that, bro.
At the same time, just because a head coach comes out and says, hey, we're going to work with Ben Simmons to help him improve his jump shot, and a general manager came out and said, hey, we're not going to trade him, doesn't mean that he's going to be a Philadelphia 76er for the future moving forward. So let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think?
Yeah, let me know what y'all think gonna happen with Ben Simmons. I say if they get him to like the Warriors, I feel like that's probably the most realistic chance he has of being a MVP caliber, cause he wouldn't have to shoot on the Warriors. They already got the best shooters in the game. But let me know what y'all think of my reaction, man. All love, man. I'm out.